Have you ever stopped to think about how your computer does everything at once? You're streaming a movie, checking your email, and jumping on a video call, all on the same device. How does all that data know exactly where it's supposed to go? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the internet's most fundamental components, network ports. So, picture this. The internet is just this constant, massive flood of data, and all these little packets are addressed to your one computer. So how does all that traffic not just smash together into one giant, chaotic digital pileup? I mean, really think about it. Right now, you're watching this, but you probably have an email client running in the background. Maybe a chat app is open. Your computer might even be downloading an update without you realizing it. Each and every one of those activities needs its own unique stream of data flowing in and out, all happening at the exact same time. So what stops the data for your video call from accidentally showing up in your email inbox? How does your web browser know which bits of information belong to it and not to that online game you have running? That right there, that's the core problem that network ports were designed to solve. And the solution is actually pretty elegant and surprisingly simple. The best way to wrap your head around it is with an analogy. So let's think of it as a digital apartment number. Okay, so you've heard of an IP address, right? Your computer's IP address is basically the street address for a huge apartment building. It tells the internet, this massive global postal service, which building to deliver a package of data to. It gets the data to your specific device. But okay, once that package arrives at the right building, the job's not done. How does it find the right person, the right application inside? How does it know whether it's supposed to go to apartment 4B or all the way up to the penthouse? And this is where the network port makes its grand entrance. The port number is literally the apartment number written on that data package. It tells your computer exactly which door, which specific application it needs to deliver that package to. So, to be super clear, a network port isn't a physical thing. You can't plug a cable into it. As the official definition puts it, it's a virtual communication endpoint. Just think of it as a numbered doorway inside your computer's operating system that makes sure traffic gets to the right software. And your computer has a lot of these potential doorways. I mean, a whole lot. There are 65,535 available port numbers. That is a massive apartment building with more than enough rooms for all your different apps. Now, these ports also team up with specific protocols. You've probably heard of TCP and UDP. Think of these as the delivery instructions. TCP is kind of like certified mail. It's a bit slower, but it double-checks to make sure everything arrived safe and sound. UDP, on the other hand, is like a postcard. It's super fast, but there's no guarantee. Different apps just pick the delivery method that works best for them. Okay, so how does this actually play out in the real world? Well, the truth is, you use these ports constantly, every single day, without even thinking about it. They are the invisible engine that makes your online life possible. For example, when you just visit a standard website, nothing fancy, your browser is using HTTP, and by default, that whole conversation is happening through port 80. But what about when you see that little padlock icon in your browser's address bar? That means your connection is secure, right? You're using HTTPS, and all of that encrypted traffic is flowing through a completely different door, port 443. This is easily one of the most common and important ports on the entire internet. Or let's say you hit send on an email. Your computer uses a protocol called SMTP, that's Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, to hand that message off to the email server. And that process, it typically happens over on port 25. And here's one that's a bit more technical. For a system administrator to securely log into a server from halfway across the world, they use a protocol called SSH, or Secure Shell. This creates a super secure encrypted tunnel for them to work through, and it operates on port 22. So let's bring this all home. Why does any of this matter? What's the real takeaway here? Well, put simply, ports are the invisible traffic directors that make online multitasking possible. They're the reason the data for your video stream goes straight to your video player, while the data for your email goes right to your inbox. Without them, using the internet on your computer would just be complete and utter chaos. And this all leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. We now know that our computers have thousands upon thousands of these digital doors. So the next logical question is, how do we control who's allowed to come knocking? And that, my friends, is where the whole world of firewalls and cybersecurity begins. Something to think